What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, old school session. We're at the whiteboard. Got to keep it old school, you know. This video is intended for any investors out there who are looking for a bit more of an in-detail strategy session, right? You're looking for, how to make a strategic investment in the market. So I've created a checklist which will be available to the public very soon. So keep your eye on the comments. It may not be available now, but it's just getting finalized. And if you are interested in understanding how this market works and you're ready to make a decision, well, you could try it on your own, but I highly advise you go with someone who's a specialist. Of course, that would be me in this scenario. So just book a call, follow the link, and I'll see you there. So let's get straight into it. Right, well, you all know location is one of the most important factors when considering a property. Now, this video is going to cover ready and off-plan combined. We're not making it for two separate ones. This is all of what I'm trying to suggest today is, relevant to any property you buy in Dubai, okay? Because the market's overwhelming, it's confusing. So the first thing we're going to look at is location. Obviously now, there are many locations coming up in the market and you're thinking, well, where should I be? Should I be in the center? Should I be here? Should I be there? Don't worry, everyone goes through the same thing, everyone's stressed and confused about where to go. So I like to sort of break it down and think, okay, so let's start simple, all right? Two things to consider. First of all is, where is the retail and office space, okay? Where is the closest retail and office space, all right? And also, where are the closest schools? Because most people who move to Dubai are looking for one of these things, unless obviously people work from home, but a majority of people are working from somewhere, and I'm not saying a majority have kids, but people do look for the closest schools, right? So retail and office space, what does that mean? So you've got places like Business Bay, you've got downtown, you've got Dubai Marina, you've got JLT, and then you've got newer areas like Dubai Hills, which is obviously very upcoming, and then a few other locations like Motor City. So what you need to consider is, am I buying within proximity to some sort of retail and office space, okay? Now, it's very easy to do that. You just have to do your own research. You can do it on your own or you can ask me. And you need to see where companies are locating their offices. Because at the end of the day, if you're using this as an investment, you need to think, who's gonna rent it out from me? If that's what you're looking to do, if you're looking to rent it, this is very important because you need to think if they're working. Well, the good thing is about Dubai, it's expanding forever, okay? But still, there are locations which are very far away and are away from everything, including retail and office space. So I would say within 10 to 15 minutes of driving, you want to be at least somewhere in retail and office space. If you're looking outside of the city, JVC, JVT, or Damac Hills, Tilal Al Gaf, the areas sort of located in the Al Qudra area, then people might want to be working in, Dubai Hills, or they might be working in Motor City. So therefore, it makes them a relatively good location to actually do that, okay? Now, closest schools. Okay, so when we're looking at the closest schools, you need to think, what kind of property are you buying in order for this to matter the most? All right, so if a family are going to be purchasing your property or renting it, they're likely to be living in a townhouse, okay? So does the townhouse community have schools on site? For example, Dubai Hills, Damac Hills, these types of areas, they have schools within a very, very close proximity. If you're lucky, your kid could actually scoot or cycle to school. It makes it very appealing to end users, because as an investor, you're trying to market towards end users, okay? Because they're the ones that are going to bring you the most money, whether you're looking to buy and resell or whether you're looking to rent. So how far is the closest school? It's not super relevant if you've got a one bedroom that you're looking to just generate cash flow. Then the retail and office space, in my opinion, becomes more important because, a family isn't necessarily going to live in a one bedroom apartment. But these two are what you should consider very, very much when you're looking at this all, first of all. Okay, so the next one we're going to consider is accessibility. Excuse my handwriting. Now, what I mean by that is, how close is it, or how accessible is it to get onto the main highways? You can easily do this by looking at the location that you're looking to purchase and typing in, the main city center locations. Just as an example, Marina, downtown, JLT, Business Bay, and just compare and just see how accessible it is in terms of distance to get onto the main roads. Now, in Dubai, it's not like there's a lot of countryside and there's like windy, bendy roads into really far, introverted little streets and stuff like that. In Dubai, generally everything is quite accessible, but it is still worth noting, because again, if you are looking for a brand new community that has just been launched, maybe it's in some part of Dubai land or, parts of Al Qudra, so like quite far away, If it doesn't look that accessible on the map, and it does look extremely far, then it probably is, and it's probably worth thinking twice about that investment. But again, that's where you seek professional help, right? Okay, so the next one I want to consider is noise, all right? This is a big thing because I've lived in noisy places and I've lived in quiet places. From my experience, when you are looking at purchasing a property, you need to see where it's going to be on the map. So if you're buying in, in an area where you're buying an apartment block, you can generally see where the main highways are, okay? And if it's very close proximity to a main highway, not a road, because a road is fine, there's a lot of roads in Dubai, little roads are fine. I'm talking about like a 6-lane highway. If you're on like a low floor, you are going to be heavily affected by that noise, because in rush hour, people are going to be beeping their horns. There's going to be people in Lambos, Ferraris, speeding, because again, this is kind of what Dubai is like. And the noise can become real annoying. So, for example, if your apartment complex is, well, we'll talk about apartments first. If your apartment complex is near a main highway, but the development's amazing, that's fine. I would just opt for a higher floor. However, if you're going for a villa and townhouse community, if buying into like Damac Lagoons or Talal Al Gaf or Arabian Ranches, if you're one of the villas that's sort of backing on to the highway, because there are villas that literally back onto the highway, then I would reconsider that investment and probably increase your budget, because this is going to be like the last place in the community that people are going to want to rent out or buy, because I've seen people do it. They think, oh, it's a brilliant price, but I'm saying, yes, it's a good price, but you're in a bad location within the community, and that is something to really consider. Not only that, also a thing to consider is if you are buying an apartment, this applies more in the ready market right now. If you look out when you go on a viewing and you can see an empty plot of land, this has happened to me in Dubai Hills. We've gone on a viewing, the apartment's nice, the view's nice, but there is an empty plot of land. Dubai Hills is a very busy area. We know for a fact that in the next 6 to 12 months or even 18 months, something's going to be built on that piece of land. Therefore, the noise for the next 3 to 5 years is going to be boom, 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 loads of construction, and it's going to suck. And if someone's renting out an apartment in there, they're going to look at 3 apartments, and your one's going to be the one facing the construction site. They're not going to choose yours, unfortunately, unless it's for a drastically reduced price. So consider that. Okay, next one, amenities and services. Okay, what I mean by that is this is generally to do with the community itself. So what amenities are accessible within the community? Of course, if you're in an apartment complex, you always get a pool and you always get a gym, but what's around it, okay? Is it walking distance to supermarkets? If it's not, can you get deliveries there? Is it easy to get deliveries there? An area quite far away might not use a lot of the apps like Deliveroo, Noon, Talabat, whatever. They might not service that area just yet, and that can become a little bit of a problem. When Dubai South started to kick off, I know a few people that lived there, and back in the day, I'd probably say back in the day, maybe a year ago, there was nothing there, so it was even hard to just get your groceries delivered. I mean, that's a lot changed now. Dubai South's growing rapidly, so it does eventually change, but it is something to actually check out. And then again, services, what is there close by? Restaurants, bars. If there's not, I mean, it's not super common that these things are around every area, but are they close enough that you can just drive there in a few minutes? Could you walk there? And even stuff like pharmacies and stuff like that, these are all worth considering. Again, Dubai is very easy to, Dubai is very easy to get things delivered. So it's very accessible for most people and convenient, that's the word. So most of the time, your things getting delivered is okay. But again, for a community, if you're buying into a family community, you want to see what's around. Can you go on walks? Can you take the dogs out for a walk and stuff like that? All things to consider. And again, that's where you do your own research or reach out to an expert. And the last thing I want to consider, this may apply more to off-plan, because obviously you're buying into new communities, but also applies to the ready communities. If you're buying into a very, very new community, what's the future developments going to look like? Are they going to build malls? Are they intending on building lagoons? Shoba Heartland, for example, their lagoon is now under construction, okay? That's going to be a future appreciation bit of potential. You've got Meydan Mall, you've got like Crete Tower. You see, all of these things that are happening are all going to go into consideration for capital appreciation. So if you are looking to flip, maybe you want to buy into an area where the future developments are looking very promising. I know that the metro station in Dubai as a whole right now isn't very good, but in the future, it's definitely going to improve. You know, they're building it in all different locations now. I mean, they've just got very, very big, very, very fast. And of course, building tram and train stations and metro lines and stuff like that, it's not a quick job as it is to build a house. There's a lot of planning that has to happen, but you know, you can get this information online, or if you don't want to and you just want to find someone, of course, again, that's where I'm going to help out. But in terms of location, these are everything that I would consider, okay? So that's just one part of this checklist. Okay, so I want you to stay tuned because I am going to be going deeper into the investment checklist over the course of the next few videos, so stay tuned for them. And just remember, everything that you need to take into consideration can obviously be assisted by me or my team, so don't worry about that. You can just get in touch with us. But you can already see, this is what we look out for as brokers. Not everybody will do this for you, trust me. But we make sure everything is considered at all of these points. So don't forget to like and subscribe and book a call if you want any more information. I'll see you there.